Good morning, students. The topic that we are going to see today is factors affecting capital structure. Once the firm has decided what should be the proportion of debt and equity in order to get an optimal capital structure, some other factors are also to be taken into consideration. Some of these factors we have already studied while deciding about the financing decision, but still we'll have a look. So the factors affecting the capital structure are as follows. The very first factor is cash flow position. That is, what are the various cash inflows and cash outflows for a firm. Whenever the firm is involved into payment whenever the firm is involved into issuance of debt, the cash inflow will be there. It will be in terms of payment of interest as well as the principal amount. So the firm has to maintain enough cash balance within the firm so that it will be able to meet its debt obligations. Apart from maintaining the debt obligation, it will also have to maintain buffer cash balance so that it will be able to meet its day-to-day working requirements. So, whether the firm is having enough cash availability or not, that is the very first factor affecting the financing decision or the capital structure. The second factor that is affecting is interest coverage ratio. Interest coverage ratio is nothing but it indicates the ratio or the times through which whatever earnings are available before the payment, whether it will be able to make the payment of interest or tax or dividend or not. So, interest coverage ratio is nothing but it refers to the number of times the earning before interest and tax of a company covers its interest obligation. It is usually calculated as EBIT upon interest. If the interest coverage ratio is higher, it means there will be less risk on the company as far as the interest payment obligation is concerned. The next is debt service coverage ratio. Debt service coverage ratio is also one of the ratio which is calculated by the firm to see whether the firm is having enough operating income in order to make its payment, through which it will be able to make its payment of dividend, interest and other repayment obligation. Again here the higher DSCR indicates that the firm is having enough cash availability with the firm. The next factor that affects the capital structure is the interest on investment. We have already seen in the previous example that if the return on investment should be always greater than the cost of debt, that is the cost of debt in terms of interest rate available on the debenture. If it is so, then only the earning per share of a company can increase and the company will be able to take advantage of trading on equity. We have already seen the concept of trading on equity, that is nothing but the increase in the profit that is available for the equity shareholder because of less payment of lower fixed charges on borrowed fund. So, if the return on investment will be greater than the interest on debentures, then only firm will be able to take trading on equities advantage. So, interest on investment is also one of the factor that is to be considered by the firm. The next is cost. Here cost we are going to speak on both aspect, that is cost of debt as well as the cost of equity. Now, what is the cost of debt? Cost of debt is nothing but the payment in terms of interest and repayment of principal amount. Whereas in terms of cost of equity is nothing but the dividend that is to be paid to the shareholders. The cost of debt is always less as compared to cost of equity. So here whatever the cost of debt and equities are to be borne by the company, that is also to be considered. But here one thing has to be seen, that incursion of more and more debt into the capital structure is also not good for the company, because incursion of more and more debt into the capital structure will increase the cost of equity and the finance requirement will be affected by the firm. So cost is also one of the parameter. Then comes the tax rate. Greater the tax rate, cheaper will be the debt. For example, if rupees 10 lakh are borrowed at 10% rate of interest and the tax rate is 30%, then the effective rate will be only 7%, that is out of 100 the tax 30% tax is paid, so 70% profit will be available before the firm. So here debt or borrowed fund will be used because the company will have to pay only 70,000 as interest instead of paying 1 lakh if the rate of interest is 10%. So tax rate also affects the financing decision because the interest on debt is tax deductible, and if the tax rate is जितना ज़्यादा आपका tax rate होगा उतना ही ज़्यादा आपका debt cheaper होगा. Then comes the flotation cost. Generally, whenever the firm goes for issuance of share, some flotation cost will have to be bear by the company in terms of payment of advertisement, marketing or commission charges. Whereas whenever a loan is taken from any banks or financial institution, no such cost is to be bear. So whichever source you are selecting, the flotation cost which the company will have to meet or incur, that is also to be taken into consideration. Next is the risk consideration. Here the risk consideration is from two perspectives, that is financial risk and the business risk. Financial risk, as we have already seen, when the company is not able to meet its debt obligation in regards of payment of interest and debt, then the risk that arises is termed as financial risk. So financial risk is always involved into debt as that compared to that of equity. Whereas business risk, each and every organization has to meet its fixed operating cost in terms of payment of rent of a building or payment of salaries to the staff. So these are the fixed operating costs. जितना ज़्यादा fixed operating cost होगा उतना ज़्यादा business risk होगा. So the firm has to see whether it is having enough availability of cash so that the financial risk and business risk can be avoided. Then comes the flexibility. Usually all the companies maintain debt equity ratio before going in for raising the fund. If the company has exhausted the proportion of debt out of the total fund, then it will have no option to raise further more debts. It will have to be dependent only on the availability of equity firm. So it is always better to retain some borrowing powers so that it can be used in emergency. In short, flexibility का मतलब क्या है? हर एक कंपनी डेप्थ और इक्विटी प्रोपोर्शन मेंटेन करती रहती है. अगर कभी भी उन्होंने वो रेशियो को एक्सीड कर लिया, यानी ज्यादा से ज्यादा डेप्थ इशू कर लिया, तो उनकी बोरोविंग कैपेसिटी खत्म हो जाएगी, जो फ्यूचर टर्म्स के लिए फर्म के लिए अच्छा नहीं है. तो यूजुअली फर्म हमेशा ये कोशिश करेगी कि कुछ ना कुछ उनकी जो पोटेंशियल है, बोरोविंग कैपेसिटी है, उसको रिटेन करके रखे, ताकि फ्यूचर में अगर कोई भी कंटीजेंसी या अनसर्टेनिटी आ जाए तो वो उनकी बोरोविंग कैपेसिटी को यूज कर दे. इन शॉर्ट, वो कभी भी अपनी बोरोविंग कैपेसिटी को फुलेस्ट एक्सटेंट तक यूज ना करे. देन कम्स दी कंट्रोल. Here control is from the viewpoint of management controls over the business. The borrowing fund or the debt will never affect the control, but if the company goes for issuance of more and more equity share, then it will dilute the management control. It will reduce their percentage of holding in the company, and there may be threat of takeover which the management may face in the coming future. So here the management will prefer borrowed fund as compared to that of equity fund. Then regulatory framework. Now always everyone have to work within the framework of rules and regulations or laws which have been laid down. Similarly, for example, the issuance of equities of shares and debentures or the preference share, they have to be as per the guidelines provided by SEBI, that is Security Exchange Board of India. Similarly, if you want to have any banking transactions, it has to be as per the rules or guidelines provided by RBI. तो इनके रूल के तहत पे ही आपको काम करना होगा. If stringent rules are there, it will discourage a particular source, and if lenient regulations are there, it will encourage the company to go for that source. तो कोई भी सिलेक्शन करने से पहले क्या रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस है उस पर्टिकुलर सोर्स को गाइड करने वाला, दैट इज ऑल्सो टू बी टेकन इनटू कंसिडरेशन. देन स्टॉक मार्केट कंडीशन. The stock market or the capital market condition will also affect the financing decision. That is, during the period of boom, when the share prices are increasing, people will be ready to invest more and more into the shares, and it will be easy for the company to exploit the situation and exploit the sentiments of the people and go for more and more issuance of equity fund. But if the market is depressed or if it is into bearish market, then it will be difficult for the firm to issue more and more shares, and the company will have to go for debt only. So what are the stock market conditions prevailing? That is also playing an important role in taking any financing decision or the capital structure decision. And next, last, that is capital structure of other company. हमने हमारा क्या capital structure रखा है, उसके साथ साथ हमारे जो competitors है, what are the capital structure followed by the company is also to be seen. Usually जो idle debt equity ratio होता है वो 1 to 1.5 तक का रेंजिंग में होता है. अगर आपकी और आपके सारे कॉम्पिटिटर्स की ये रेंज फॉलो हो रही है, देन दैट कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर विल बी ऑलवेज फॉलो. कॉम्पिटिटर्स के साथ साथ इंडस्ट्रियल डेप्थ कवरेज, उस पर्टिकुलर इंडस्ट्री में डेप्थ कवरेज रेशियो डेप्थ इक्विटी रेशियो क्या है वो भी कंसिडरेशन में आपको लेना पड़ेगा टू सी दैट. क्योंकि इंडस्ट्रियल स्टैंडर्ड के ऊपर भी अगर आप जाते हो तो वो बहुत अच्छी बात है, लेकिन अगर इंडस्ट्रियल स्टैंडर्ड के नीचे है तो it indicates there are some deficiency in your capital structure. So always your industry comparison होना चाहिए. So each and every organization should be able to maintain a close look on the capital structure which is followed by the other companies, that is the competitors, as well as the industry in which your company is following. Thank you.